Okay.
Okay, hi, I'm Nikki and I'm doing my teaching for class. Hello, class.
Hello, Miss Nikki.
We have Tammy and Bob, who are my students today. We are going to learn about fables in class today. Last week, does anyone remember what we learned in class? Tammy, what did we learn?
We learned about myths last week.
We did learn about myths. Good job. And so I'd like you guys to know a little bit about fables. Fables are a short story that teach morals. Does anyone know what morals mean? Tammy, teacher's pet. What do morals mean?
Being good instead of bad.
It's like a life lesson a little bit. Like a little bit of a life lesson. So what we're going to do is I'm going to read you a couple of fables and we're going to talk about the lessons that go along with them. And while we're doing that, I want you guys to, use a note card, and maybe if you have to write anything down about them, or if you feel like drawing a picture about them, we got some twisted pencils here for you guys to use, and then maybe at the end I can display them in the classroom for others to see. So, okay, the first fable that we're going to learn about is the lion and the mouse. So, a huge lion sitting on the grass happened to put his foot on a tiny mouse. "Help, help," cried the mouse. "Let me out from under here." And she tickled the lion's paw. The lion lifted his foot, saw the tiny mouse, and helped her up to his face. "Grrr," growled the lion. "Please, Mr. Lion," begged the mouse, "don't eat me." "Why shouldn't I?" asked the lion. "I am hungry." "I am so little," said the mouse, "I wouldn't make much of a meal for you." "You are right," said the lion, and he put the mouse down on the ground. "Thank you," said the mouse as she scurried away. "I'll be glad to help you someday." "You help me?" roared the lion, laughing. "That is a joke." Then the lion stretched out in the shade of a tree and fell asleep. But just as he began to snore, 3 wolves sneaked up and threw a heavy rope around him. Before the lion had the lion's belongings, and before the lion had opened his eyes, he was tied securely to the tree. The wolves stole what they could carry of the lion's belongings and ran away, leaving the lion still tied to the tree. No matter how hard the lion pulled, he could not get the rope off. He could not even loosen it. "Help, help," howled the lion. When the mouse heard his cry, she ran to him. "Don't worry, Mr. Lion," said the mouse. "I'll help you." And with her sharp teeth, she bit through the heavy ropes. In no time, she had set the lion free. "Thank you so much," said the lion, and he set out after the wolves. When he caught up with them, he threw them to the ground and took back all they had stolen from him. "And now, my dear friend," said the lion as he returned to the mouse, "you have saved my life and my fortune too. I see that you were not at all too small to do very big deeds." "My pleasure," replied the mouse proudly. That's a very interesting picture we have there. So, what is the lesson of that story?
Never too small to do good deeds.
We are never too small to do good deeds. That's a good point. Bob, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I really don't.
Okay, well, friends come in all shapes and sizes. We don't necessarily have to be a friend to a small person that's the same size as us, and we can be all different and still be friends. All right. Next, we're going to do the rabbit and the turtle. And have you guys heard this one before? Do you think you've heard the rabbit and the turtle before? I think this is it's probably the most popular fable that there is. You can use this for a lot of comparisons. So a rabbit and a turtle were looking for something to do to while away the afternoon. "How about a race?" suggested the rabbit, who was a very fast runner. "Couldn't we do something else?" asked the turtle, who was not. "You are just afraid that you are going to lose," said the rabbit. "I am not," declared the turtle. So it was decided to have a race. They asked Mr. Fox to be the judge, and off they went. The rabbit, with his long legs, sped down the path so fast he seemed to be flying. But the turtle, with his short legs and his heavy shell, had a hard time moving at all. Soon the rabbit was so far ahead, he decided to sit down for a little rest. After a long, long time, the turtle slowly passed by the rabbit. "What's the matter? Giving up?" asked the turtle. "Don't worry," said the rabbit and waved. "Just go on. I'll soon catch up with you." The turtle waved back and plodded on, huffing and puffing. It was a beautiful afternoon. The sun was warm. The birds sang in the meadow. Butterflies and ladybugs flew through the air. A gentle wind bent the grass and the flowers. Soon the rabbit sank into a deep sleep. When he woke up, the moon and the stars shone in the night sky. "Well," said the rabbit, "I must catch up with the slowpoke turtle." He brushed himself off and ran after the turtle. But when the rabbit came across the last bend of the road, he saw the fox pinning a winner's medal on the turtle's chest. "Slow and steady has won many races," said Mr. Fox. So, what is the moral of that story?
Keep trudging along.
Keep trudging along. And I think there's a lot of morals to that story, actually, because to put it into perspective for you guys, say Tammy may get a project done super fast and get it done before Bob, but Bob does it slowly and does it perfectly. And now whose project is going to be better and get a better grade? It's going to be Bob's. It's going to be Bob's project because he did it slow and steady. And sometimes fast is not the best way to do it. So, all right. And the final one we're going to do is the wolf and the lamb. A wolf met a lamb and said to her, "I am hungry. I am going to eat you up." "My dear wolf," said the lamb, "I understand that perfectly well. That's the way things go. I shall not complain." "You are a good girl," said the wolf, and opened his mouth, showing all his sharp teeth. "One moment, sir," said the lamb. "As you know, I am entitled to have one last wish." "That is so, my dear," said the wolf, "and what shall that be?" "If you would be so kind, I'd like you to play me some music," said the lamb. "I adore music." The wolf pulled a flute from his pocket and began playing the most beautiful music he could, inspired by that one thought of the delectable meal he was about to enjoy. "You are an artist," whispered the lamb. "Do keep on playing." Soon the shepherd, hearing unfamiliar music among his lambs, looked to see what was the matter. When he saw the murderous wolf, the shepherd took a big stick and hit the wolf over the head. "Ouch!" yelped the wolf, and he ran into the woods. So, what is the lesson to be learned from that?
Wolf's gonna have a headache.
Well, hurry up and eat your food.
That is possibly a lesson.
Don't
I
cry.
think the lesson they were trying to, well, it says the lesson they were trying to make was when faced with danger, make wise choices. And the lamb actually did a lot of plotting and thinking and thought process. He put a lot of thought process. She put a lot of thought process into that kind of scheming to get what she wanted, because she kind of figured out how to get the wolf away from her, and she did not end up being his meal. So I guess put a lot of thought processes into your decisions. So, okay, I could go on all day with these fables. There's tons of books you guys can check out from the library about fables to learn more good morals, good lessons with short stories, and they have amazing pictures in them. There are some other books that have pictures as well. This one is one of my favorites just because it's Eric Carle, and he's an amazing illustrator, I should say. So I hope you guys learned something about the morals and lessons of fables, and I think that will be it for our lesson today.
Yay, it's recess. Yay.
Yeah.